Today we are going to discuss about coal and petroleum. First of all, we should know what's a resource. When we talk about resource, anything which gives us benefit. So anything which gives us benefit, we call that resource. For example, we have got sunlight, we have got air, we have got water, we have got AC. So all these come under the category of resource. So far as resources are concerned, most of the resources are naturally found, and those are known as natural resources. So resources, they are provided by the nature, and resources are of two types. Number one, so far we are talking about natural resources. We have categorized them into two. One is renewable and second is non-renewable. Let's first understand what is renewable resource or what are renewable resources. Number one, we say renewable resources are present in unlimited quantity. That is, they are present in huge amount in nature. This is first quality of renewable resources. Number two is that renewable resources can be replenished quickly. That means if we use them, we need not to worry about, because we can replenish them, we can get them back quickly. For example, we have got oxygen, we have got water, we have got sunlight. These are available in nature in abundance. And if we use them continuously, we need not to worry, because they are recycled or they are regenerated or replenished quickly. So these are some important features of renewable resources. That is, unlimited quantity, can be replenished quickly. So this makes them, very special. Number two, we have got non-renewable resources. When we talk about non-renewable resources, they are present in limited quantity. That means they are not present in abundance, in large quantity. They are present in limited stock. And because of this limited stock, so we need to use them judicially, and we need to use them with careful. So next thing is that non-renewable resources, they cannot be replenished quickly. That means once they are used, so we can't recycle them, we can't get them back quickly. So that is the limitation of such resources. So we need to take care while using non-renewable resources, because already they are present in limited amount, and number two, they cannot be replenished quickly. So we have got some examples like coal, petroleum, natural gas. These are the resources which we use and are naturally available, but we see that these resources take millions of years to form. So that's why we need to use them carefully. Wherever we find, we need not to waste them, we should not make free use of them. Rather, we should keep this thing in mind, that if we go on using such resources unthoughtfully, definitely they will be perished or they will be exhausted soon. So such are the features of non-renewable resources. That is, they are present in limited quantity and they cannot be replenished quickly. Now, talking about the fossil fuels. So we know that we have got some special fuels which are known as fossil fuels. So firstly, if we talk about the fuel, what's fuel? Fuel is anything which we use to get energy, right? So far as fossil fuels are concerned, These are the fuels which are formed from dead plants and animals. And how actually what people say, uh, they say that there were plants, animals living in past, and they got buried under the surface of earth, and under the high pressure and temperature inside the earth, these dead plants and animals got converted into fuels and what we call fossil fuels. And we say that what people believe that it has taken millions of years to form. So fossil fuels are actually the fuels which are formed from dead plants and animals which were buried on the surface, and under high temperature and pressure they got converted into fossil fuels. It has taken millions of years. What is written here? Examples like coal, petroleum, natural gas. Now, let's talk about coal. So far as coal is concerned, it's very hard, black combustible rock or combustible substance. It's a rock-like structure that is black and is hard. Mainly, so far as composition of coal is concerned, it's carbon, and so far as its formation is concerned, we say that it's formed from ancient foresters which were buried, what I earlier on discussed, that these are produced from ancient foresters which were buried under the surface of earth, and due to high temperature and pressure inside the earth, these foresters got converted into coal. Next, if we talk about process of coal formation, so we say that the formation of coal from foresters or from plants, this is known as carbonization. And uh, this carbonization leads to the formation of coal from dead vegetation buried, and because of two factors, that is heat, temperature, that is second one is the pressure. And this dead vegetation, due to temperature and pressure, converts vegetation into coal, and it is not a simple process that takes few seconds or few minutes or few hours. It takes millions of years. That's what makes coal as we can say exhaustible or non-renewable resource. So far as coal is concerned, there are different varieties. Four main varieties of coal. We have got peat, we have got lignite, we have got bituminous, and we have got anthracite. And so far as the purest form of coal is concerned, that is anthracite, and it contains about we say 96% of carbon. Next, we have got that is use of coal. This coal is used in thermal power plants, and number two, it's used uh, for cooking purpose. In ancient times, this was the main source of cooking. Nowadays, we find very less amount or no less usage of this coal in cooking. Industrial fuel, and it's also used to make some other substances like coke, coal tar, and coal gas. Now, if we see uh, when we process this coal, there are so many substances that we obtain from the coal and which are of very important uh, use, or we can say which have got very important applications. Number one, we have got coke. It's considered to be a pure carbon and is used in steel industry. And second is coal tar. It's used in paints, medicines. And number three, we have got coal gas. It is considered as a fuel. Next, we'll talk about petroleum. Petroleum is a crude, oily liquid. It's a mixture. It contains so many fractions of the components, and it's found deep in the seas and formed from marine organisms. What is believed that how petroleum has been formed in the seas? People say that millions of years ago, the aquatic uh, organisms, when they got buried, when they died or got buried, we can say got buried under the rocks or under the seas. So they got converted into petroleum, and this process again not simple. It takes about, we say, millions of years. So far as petroleum is concerned, we say that petroleum is formed from dead sea animals under high temperature and pressure present, we can say, in the bottom of the sea, makes such dead marine organisms to get converted into petroleum. Next, yes, I was already discussing with you that formation of petroleum, that is dead organisms buried in sand clay, we say usually in seas. These dead organisms, aquatic, under the impact of heat and pressure, petroleum and natural gas is formed. That is, petroleum is formed from, we can say, it's aquatic dead organisms. They died or they got buried in sand and clay, and high temperature pressure makes them to get converted to petroleum and natural gas. Next, I already told you that so far as petroleum is concerned, petroleum, it's a crude oil. It's a crude oil and is a mixture. So there is a process what we call as oil refinery, that is separation of different components from the petroleum, that's known as oil refinery. All right, and this is done by, that means separation of different fragments from the petroleum. It's done by a process that's known as fractional distillation, and this fractional distillation is actually based on, that is based on different it's based on different boiling points. So far as the different fractions or the components of petroleum have got different boiling points, and as a result they boil at their respective specific boiling point and hence get separated, and this process we call fractional distillation. And so far as the products of or the components of petroleum are concerned, we have got petrol, we have got diesel, we have got kerosene, we have got LPG, we have got lubricating oil, paraffin wax, butamin. This is what makes petroleum very special, because it contains all these components which are of very, which have got very much importance so far as their usage and applications are concerned. Next, we have got natural gas. Along with the petroleum, natural gas is also formed in the seas, right, from the aquatic, we can say, from the aquatic organisms, and it's considered to be a best cleanest fossil fuel. Mainly it contains methane, although it also contains propane and butane as well. Butane as well. And it's this natural gas we see that this is stored under high pressure, and this natural gas stored under high pressure, this is what we call a CNG, compressed natural gas. Next, we see that use of natural gas. Number one, it's having uh, cooking value, that is, it's used for cooking at domestic level. It's also used as CNG for as a transport fuel, industrial heating agent, and it's also used in the formation of or in the production of fertilizers. Now, why fossil fuels are important? Because they are good sources of energy. Number two, it powers industries. That means it's a source of energy for them, uh, supplies energy to various industrial processes and makes industries functionable. And is also used um, for transportation, because we see petrol, diesel, CNG, right? So these are all we can say components of petroleum and are used in transportation. Without them, I think thinking about the transports um, is questionable. And it's also that is electricity generation. It's these fuels are also used for the production of electricity. Now, what are the problems that are associated with the fossil fuels? Mainly, if we remember how we have discussed what are fossil fuels, how they are formed, what is the nature of such fuels, so that poses a problem, that creates some problems, or that make us to think about or such resources or such fuels before we use them. Number one, fossil fuels are non-renewable. That means once they are perished, we can't get them back. So that means they take a very long time. Millions of years is not a joke. It's a very huge time, or we can say it's a very big duration, and that's a problem with them. Number two, they cause pollution. So environmental pollution, they release smoke, they release particulates, they release some, we can say, polluting gases. So that's why they pose this environmental pollution problem, or environmental issue is associated with fossil fuels. They also lead to global warming. That means they also increase the temperature of the earth, and we know that its global warming is threat and is posing a serious problem. So these fossil fuels, they enhance, or we can say they increase global warming. Number next is that is fossil fuels, they are limited. They are limited. Their reserves, or their we can say their stock is limited, and if we don't make judicious, or we can say if we can't use them thoughtfully, the time will come when there will be no fossil fuel and there will be energy crisis. These are some problems which are associated with fossil fuels. Now, we know that fossil fuels are present in limited quantity, and they take millions of years to form. So, but still, what steps or what precautions we can take in order to conserve fossil fuels? Uh, Number one, we should reduce unnecessary use of fossil fuels. Where we find that there is an alternative, while we can save fossil fuel, we should save fossil fuel. If we have to go, for example, to a shorter distance, we can go by foot, by walking. So why to use any vehicle that consumes fossil fuel? So in this way, we can reduce unnecessary use of fossil fuels. And number two, wherever possible, we should use public transport rather than a private, because it can somehow reduce the uh, consumption of fossil fuels and can add to conservation. Next is wherever possible, or we should find use of renewable resources. Wherever we find that we can replace the use of fossil fuels by renewable source of energy, we should switch on that. That means we should take help from renewable and save this fossil fuel, or we can say non-renewable resource. And it's we should follow 3 R's. That is, we should reduce, we should reuse, recycle the resources wherever we find. So this can help us to save energy, and in turn it can help us to save fossil fuels. Um, and there are some alternative sources of energy. We can switch on to them, or we can use them in order to save such sources of energy which are non-renewable and are causing environmental issues. So number one, we have got solar energy that's present in large amount. Wind energy, we can use hydropower, uh, electricity, or we can say we can use water energy as well. Biogases we can use, geothermal energy. These are some of the sources which are present in large quantity, and number two, which are not having any environmental issue, or which don't cause pollution. And number three, by using such sources of energy, we can reduce consumption of fossil fuels, and in turn we can use them for a longer period of time. We can save them by using alternative sources of energy. Now the summary of the whole chapter, that is uh, coal and petroleum, they are fossil fuels. We can add natural gas as well. Limited and very precious. Although they are very limited, but they are very precious. Why? Because you see, coal, petroleum, and petroleum components like petrol, diesel, kerosene, paraffin wax. See the application of such products. So this makes coal and petroleum very special and very important, because their usage in daily life is very much. So we can never expect such a luxurious life and good life without such resources. Must be used wisely for future generation. So we had to make good use of such resources. We know that this coal, petroleum, they are limited. So if they get perished, there will be very much energy crisis in coming days or in future. So that's why we should make good use of such resources, so that future generations also can expect uh, you know this coal and petroleum resources, and can enjoy their lives with these resources. And this was briefly discussion about the chapter coal and petroleum. Thank you.